bombarded 24 hours a day with the doctrine, with the religious text of this religion, the advertisements, buy this, buy that, have this, have that. Yet, many of them are depressed and they are committing suicide. 14-year-old girl hangs herself. Why? Because it seems her mother wouldn't let her watch TV. This is the curse of the consumer society. It is a curse. Christmas is like the main thing where families get together. They didn't even invite their own mum, their own dad for the Christmas celebrations. They didn't even bother to visit them, not even sometimes even to give them a phone call. But you know what? This is beginning to happen to Muslims, to Hindus, to Sikhs. It's beginning to happen right here in India. I am sure you will see it as people become more and more obsessed with materialism. When we bring our children up with the philosophy, work, work, money, money, work, work, money, money. Okay, you teach them work, work, money, money. You think they're going to care about you? Why will they care about you when you're old? Why will they care about you when you're reaching an old age? You taught them work, work, money, money, work, work, money, money. Not Ammi, Abu, money, money. Why will they think about you when you get old? Because all they have in their mind is money, enjoyment, fun. Let me enjoy the life. And this is what we find. You see, the consumer materialistic society has another problem. And the other problem it has, it is going to destroy itself. It has to. It's inevitable. I challenge any of you to pick up books of history and read them and study them. It is the same again and again and again and again. The history is always repeating itself. The lesson of history is the same lesson. You will always find when a civilization becomes powerful, it becomes rich, it becomes wealthy, and it becomes obsessed with wealth and materialism, and the morals begin to decline, and the people no longer they care about right and wrong. They only care about enjoying themselves. Then you will see it is only a matter of time, and not a long time, a short time, before that society will collapse. It will collapse. Because society, what is society? It's when human beings live together, cooperate together, try to achieve something together. We work together in order to reach some benefits. But if it is every man for himself and all I care about is me and myself and enjoying myself, then doesn't this contradict the whole idea of society? So what you find happening is the children no longer care about the parents. The people who are disenfranchised, what we mean here is the people who are poor, the people who don't benefit from all of this wealth, because you will always find there are some people who are left out. But they are still exposed to the same advertisements, to the same TV commercials, to the same ideas. They are still exposed to those things. So they are thinking, yes, I need money, I need wealth. How can I be happy if I don't have these things? Now, if they don't get them by earning, if they can't get them by earning the money, what do you think they will do? Huh? They will steal. They will steal in order to get it. They will rob people if they have to get it. And this is certainly what is happening in the United States of America. That's what's happening there. People kill each other. Kids, they will kill someone. They will kill someone for the trainers because he's got a pair of Nike trainers. He's ready to kill and take the life of another human being for a wristwatch. And it's not just to do with the fact that he's got a drug habit. No, it's to do with his mentality. He thinks that if I wear these shoes, I have respect, I'm something. It makes me important. Why? It makes me important. Why? Because that's what the adverts tell him. The tick, just do it. To Hindu, if you've got this, you're something, you're special. So they feel, now I have these shoes, now I have this jacket, now I have this thing, I am something, I am important. As if a piece of cloth, which is probably made in some sweatshop, where people are not even paid a living wage, for a paltry sum of money it is made, maybe for, I don't know, a few rupees they make it, and they sell it for thousands of rupees or pounds or dollars. But they think, it's something special. It's going to make me important. So what happens? Violence begins to escalate. Crime become more. Now what you find, people are living in like castles. The rich are now beginning to live in enclosed areas with walls and cameras and security guards, and only the rich people can go in. It's happening here in India. Special enclaves for the rich, because they fear the violence. They fear what's going to happen. It's happening in the States. It's happening in England. It's happening in China, because all of us, we have become obsessed with this materialism. We have become overtaken by this ideology. And the thing is, we are never happy. The more we have, the more we want. You think you'll be happy? What? When do you think you'll be happy? You have your own flat, you have your own car. No, then you want another flat. I can rent it and I can relax more, and I can have another car for my wife, and then my daughter, she can have a car, and my son, and he can have a car, and my son-in-law, he can have another one. And then, maybe I can get a boat and an aeroplane. And when will it end? It never ends. There is no ending to it. Because the Prophet ﷺ, nothing fills the belly of the son of Adam except the dust of his grave. It's only when you're dead, then your greed will end. It's only when you are dead, your desires will be extinguished. You know the Prophet ﷺ, he said that this dunya, this world, and everything in it is cursed. Cursed. There is no blessing. There is no benefit in this world. It is cursed. It is something that will cause you harm and illness and sickness and malcontent and disruption in yourself and unhappiness and unease. The whole dunya is like that. The whole dunya is like that, except the scholar of the religion, the student of knowledge, the dhikr, the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and whatever helps you to do that. So whatever helps you to be a scholar of the religion, whatever helps you to be a student of knowledge, whatever helps you to remember Allah and obey Allah and worship Allah, alhamdulillah, that is blessed, that is beautiful, that is good. Everything else, it's really only going to cause you some misery. It's not going to really benefit you. But you know what? We live in a society and a world. You know its motto? Feed the greed. Feed the greed. Greed is good. This is what they say. Every religion, Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, Sikhism, you name it, every religion says the opposite. We must control our greed. Our greed is dangerous. Our greed will destroy us. This is the message of every religion. If you look at it, Islam is telling us to control our nafs. Buddhism is teaching to reach nirvana, to annihilate yourself, to destroy your desires. The yogis of Hinduism have spent their time separating themselves from the world and the things of this world. You'll find this is always the teaching of religion, maybe to one extreme or another extreme. Christianity the same. If you look at the teachings of Jesus, it is more hard for a rich man to enter paradise than for a camel to pass through the eye of the needle. This is what he is saying. Blessed are the poor and the meek. So we will find this teaching throughout religion. Control your greed. Be control of your desires. Don't let your passions overtake you. because this is never the path to success. You can never ever satisfy your passions and your desires. So control it, rein it in, take control of yourself, be content, and the true wealth is contentment. The true happiness is it's in here in your heart. Isn't it true, my brothers and sisters? Isn't it true that if you have all the money in the world but you are miserable inside, then what does that money benefit you? Is it any use to you? And if you are sitting in the gutter but inside you feel peace and happiness, aren't you then more rich than this man with all his money? Isn't that true? So really isn't what we should seek is the inner peace. What we need is the peace inside. What we need is the peace of the heart, the peace of the mind, the peace of the soul. This is what we should search for. This is what we should fight for. This is what we should struggle for. This is what we should spend our time and our energy in. This inner peace. Because if you have that, you have everything. If you don't have that, you have nothing. And this, of course, is the message of Islam, the true message of peace. Islam is the way. We believe without any doubt. I do believe every religion offers some benefits, but Islam is based upon the guidance that is from Allah, the creator of the heavens and the earth. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has explained to us and expounded to us the very meaning and the very purpose of our existence. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He told us, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. That Allah did not create us for any reason except that we should do everything in our life. We should seek to do everything in our life in a way that Allah loves and in a way that Allah is pleased with, because this is what is worship in Islam. Worship means the things that God, the Creator, the wise, the just, the things that He loves, the things that He has guided us to from His perfect wisdom and knowledge. So we try to fill our life with that. We try to surrender ourselves not to our passions and our desires, not to the media, materialistic consumer society based falsehoods. No, we should submit ourselves to the beautiful and wise guidance of Allah. And if you do that and you surrender to God, not to your passions, they say you're going to be free. We're going to bring you freedom. No. Don't believe their lies. Don't believe their lies about freedom. They are lies. They want you to be their slaves. They want you to be a slave to their factories, to their products, to their consumerism, to their materialism. They want you to stop being a slave to Allah and to start being a slave to them. This is what they call freedom. It is not freedom. It is the worst type of tyranny. It is the worst type of slavery. And it is destroying the planet in which we are living. Every day you find the newspapers are telling us, global warming, we have to change the light bulb. Change the light bulb. Okay, good, change the light bulb. I'm not saying don't change the light bulb from the high burning energy to the low energy light bulb. Good. Is that really going to solve the problem? Is it going to solve the problem while at the same time you teach people greed is good? Greed is good. Buy this, buy that, have this, have that. You really think you're going to solve the solution by changing light bulbs? I don't think so. I don't think so. That's not the solution. The solution, my brothers and sisters, my solution, dear listeners, is something inside ourselves. It is a change of attitude, a change of direction. Religion, unfortunately, these days is used by Muslims, by Hindus, by Christians. It is used as a type of manipulation, a political manipulation, a type of nationalism. We see it happening. in America. We see it happening here in India. How is it the philosophy of the Vedas is being used as an aggressive, nationalistic concept? I couldn't think of anything more divorced from the teachings. How is it that Christianity, the teaching of the Prince of Peace, Jesus, who is supposed to have said, if someone strikes you, turn the other cheek. Is that what America did? George Bush tells us he's a good Christian. Is that what they did? After 9/11, did he say, we are Christians, we are a Christian nation, we will turn the other cheek? That's what Jesus taught. No, that's not what he said. Where is the teachings of Jesus? Where is the teachings of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam? Where in Islam did Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam tell us to blow up women and children? That this was Islam? Where in the Quran, where in the Sunnah, where in this beautiful religion ever have we been given any inclination that we should kill women and children and people who are working and going about their daily lives? Where? Tell me when the Sahaba ever, or the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, took his sword and went into the marketplaces and started slaughtering women and children left, right and center and saying this is jihad. No, these people are using religion for their own wicked ends. Or maybe some people are doing this out of anger and frustration and desperation because they know the materialistic philosophy is not working. The consumer society is cursed, but they are confused. Why? Because no one has any more bothered to pick up the Quran and learn it. No one is bothered to pick up the Hadith and study it. No one is bothered anymore to tread the path of ilm, to tread the path of knowledge, to be the Rabbaniyun, to be those people who study the religion and follow it and practice it. No one is ready for that. No, because we're all too busy. We're all too busy with the world and the things of this world. But the real happiness, my dear brothers and sisters, is in surrendering ourselves to Allah, in following His guidance, and in following the guidance of the noble messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. That is my invitation to all of you, my brothers and sisters. Never, I mean to say, and I want to mention one last thing, very important thing. I never meant to say in this talk, do not educate yourselves. No, that is not my message. You should be educated. I never meant to say in my talk, don't try to achieve something beneficial in this dunya. No. What I am saying, however, is it is not the objective. It is not the objective. The dunya is only the means. The world and the things of the world are only the means to help us to worship Allah. That's it. If it helps us to worship Allah, alhamdulillah. Otherwise, my brothers and sisters, don't be fooled by this. Rather, turn your hearts and your minds to the guidance that God, Allah, has blessed us with. That is my simple message to all of you here today, everybody listening. May Allah guide you, and may Allah guide me, and may Allah guide all of the humanity closer to the truth. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك وأشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليه وجزاك الله خير والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Allahu Akbar. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd now like to open the floor for questions and answers. We'll take a question from the brother in the rear now. Please state your name and profession.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammed Farooq Sheikh. By profession, I'm into economic research. And as you rightly said, about the two examples which you gave in your talk, about the two Hollywood actors and actresses, why not you have not given the example of the positive effects of the wealth? Looking at the two richest person in this world, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, these two men have built the wealth. They are the richest person in the world, but they have done something for the society. They have wealth, they are successful in their professions, they have done charities to the societies, they have done something for the poor, for the person suffering from the AIDS. So why not look in the wealth in that manner? Can you put some light on that?
I don't want to comment upon any particular individuals. However, one of the consistent themes in a detailed study of most corporations is they steal from Peter to give to Paul. And believe me, what they give to Paul is nothing like what they steal from Peter. Most of these multinational corporations, a lot of their wealth is generated by sourcing labor at very cheap rates. In fact, often, and I'm not choosing any particular company here, but if you examine them, a lot of the cases that with globalization, what we find is that often people are working for these multinational corporations at rates of pay that are often not even able to sustain them and sustain their livelihood. So if they make billions and billions of dollars, if they give $1 million or $2 million in charity, compared to the billions that they make, it is nothing. In fact, they would do a lot better to pay the people who are working for them a decent wage, which is often what they do not do. I'm not going to comment about any particular individual, but there are companies, many companies, most of the multinational corporations, this is what they do. And this is the big problem with globalization and the big problem with the whole ethos that is present today of neoliberal economics, and something an even more sinister and nasty side is what we could refer to as disaster capitalism. Okay? Now, I don't want to go into this in depth, but you see, it is very easy for somebody to paint an image of look how nice I am and look how charitable I am and here I have all this money and I'm handing out a bit of thing here. Even drug dealers do that. You can go down to the streets and you'll find the drug dealers. They are giving money to hospitals. If you go back and study the history of America, the mafia, who are making money out of extortion and murdering and peddling alcohol and dealing in drugs, yes, they are building hospitals and donating money to churches and doing all of this type of stuff, outwardly appearing to everybody as if they are so generous. And so people come along and say, look how much good they are doing. Well, look how much evil they are doing. So this is what you have to weigh up. You should not be a fool, because that's all part of the magic that's going on. It's all part of the deception that's going on. Just like the advertisements. You know, you could say, well, how about this girl? She drinks Coca-Cola. She looks okay, right? He drinks this. He looks okay. But no, the reality is most of this stuff is killing us. It's killing our youth. So you have to make a distinction between what you think you see on the outside and really the reality of what is going on.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your question.